The story starts with a group of prisoners being transported through a snowy landscape. During a break, we are introduced to Kraven the Hunter. After the break, the group resumes their journey to a Russian prison. Once inside, the prisoners collect their belongings and head to their assigned cells. Kraven meets his cellmate, who is not happy about sharing the space. Kraven assures him that he won't have to tolerate him for long, as he only plans to stay for 3 days. Kraven then goes for a quick warm-up, during which some inmates warn him about stepping into their territory. However, Kraven quickly establishes dominance and claims the area for himself. An incident occurs, drawing the attention of the prison boss, who summons Kraven for a talk. During their conversation, Kraven makes it clear that his reputation is not just a myth. He is a hunter of dangerous people like the boss. After this confrontation, Kraven escapes from the prison by jumping across rooftops while guards fire at him. His cellmate, relieved to have the cell to himself again, watches as Kraven climbs over icy walls and disappears into a snowstorm. In the storm, Kraven encounters a wolf, which retreats after a brief moment. Soon after, Kraven boards a waiting plane, erases a tattoo on his neck, and successfully escapes. The story then flashes back 16 years earlier in New York. Here we meet Kraven as a young boy alongside his brother Dmitri. Their father Nikolai picks them up in a car and delivers devastating news. Their mother has committed suicide. Instead of going to a funeral, Nikolai takes the boys on a hunting trip. Meanwhile, we meet Calypso, a young girl who reads tarot cards under the guidance of her grandmother. The first card she draws signifies a subject. The second card indicates a tower, symbolizing a terrible event. And the third card represents strength, a dangerous outcome. Her grandmother shows her a magical potion that has been passed down through generations, which can heal anyone who drinks it. On the hunting trip, Nikolai teaches his sons to never fear death. During the hunt, one of Nikolai's companions offers him something, which is irrelevant to his business. Nikolai dismisses him, saying he doesn't care about his idea. During this hunt, a lion attacks young Kraven, injuring him seriously. Nikolai shoots the lion and rushes Kraven to an unknown location. Meanwhile, Calypso sneaks away from her family, holding the card depicting a lion. She finds Kraven gravely injured and gives him the magical potion to save his life. As she helps him, Kraven briefly dies, but comes back to life 3 minutes later, clutching the lion card. After recovering, Kraven returns home, where he finds a letter from his late mother. In the letter, she explains that she took her life because of Nikolai's controlling nature and warns Kraven to never be like his father. Over time, Kraven begins to resent Nikolai, who wants him to take over the family business. The tension between father and son grows, eventually leading to Kraven leaving the family. Dmitri tries to stop him, but Kraven insists on leaving. He travels east to Russia, where he finds himself in a meadow surrounded by bulls. As the bulls charge toward him, Kraven stands his ground. Miraculously, one of the bulls stops and protects him, marking the beginning of Kraven's unique connection with animals. Kraven continues his journey, discovering that his eyesight has become incredibly sharp, allowing him to spot distant objects with precision. One day, he encounters hunters who have been killing animals and destroying their habitats. Kraven confronts them, punishes them, and ensures that the remaining animals are safe. The story then shifts back to the present. After escaping the prison, Kraven returns home, takes out his card, and starts hunting poachers. He finds a group of poachers killing animals for their horns. Disgusted by their actions, Kraven crawls under a vehicle and swiftly takes out one of the poachers. Their leader manages to escape, but Kraven memorizes the license plate of the vehicle. The scene shifts to London, where the poacher who escaped meets his boss, believing he is safe. However, he's shocked to find Kraven waiting for him. Kraven eliminates the poacher and adds his name to a list. Meanwhile, Calypso delivers a eulogy at her mentor's funeral. At the ceremony, Kraven approaches her, calling her by name and showing her the card she gave him years ago. Kraven tells her that he can help her find her mentor's killer because he is skilled at hunting dangerous men. Calypso becomes curious about Kraven and begins investigating him. They meet again, and Kraven proposes a partnership, suggesting that her connections can help him find his targets more easily. She agrees to think about it. Elsewhere, a man named Alexei, who once worked for Nikolai, has become wealthy and runs his own operation. He learns about a prison killing by a mysterious hunter and holds a meeting with another gang to discuss a takeover. During the meeting, Alexei reveals why he is called Rhino. He activates a device that transforms his body into a near-invincible state. When the gang tries to attack him, Rhino easily overpowers them. Meanwhile, Dmitri performs at his nightclub, where Nikolai arranges a deal with a man whose boss has been killed. This makes Nikolai suspicious, as the man is already working with Rhino. Rhino discovers that Kraven is Nikolai's son and prepares to confront him. Meanwhile, Kraven surprises Dmitri by sneaking into his home to celebrate his birthday. They go to Dmitri's nightclub, where Kraven confronts Nikolai, calling him a criminal. Later, Kraven takes his drunk brother to bed and apologizes for leaving him alone with their father. The next morning, Kraven discovers that Dmitri has been kidnapped. He chases after the captors, but is eventually subdued and injected with a tranquilizer. Kraven regains consciousness and follows the kidnappers to a bridge. He attacks them, but they manage to escape in a helicopter. Kraven continues his pursuit, jumping into the water and eventually arriving at Calypso's workplace. He shares his concerns about Dmitri, and she agrees to help him. Kraven visits Nikolai, who shows him a ransom message demanding $20 million for Dmitri's release. Nikolai refuses to pay, insisting that Dmitri is likely already dead. Meanwhile, Calypso investigates leads for Kraven, receiving help from a friend who provides information in exchange for a reward. Rhino sets a trap for Kraven, luring him to Turkey. Kraven eliminates several guards and learns that Dmitri is being held by Rhino. As Kraven fights his way through the compound, he narrowly avoids being buried under rubble. Meanwhile, Rhino taunts Dmitri, revealing that Kraven was the true target. Rhino explains how he gained his powers with the help of a professor, though it came at a cost. Rhino forces Dmitri to call Kraven in an attempt to recruit him, but Kraven refuses. As Rhino prepares for a final confrontation, Kraven sets traps and fights off Rhino's men. However, Kraven is ambushed by a foreigner working with Rhino, who uses a poisoned weapon to weaken him. Kraven begins hallucinating and loses his ability to fight. Just as he's about to be defeated, Calypso appears and gives him the last dose of the magical potion, saving his life. Rhino's men mistakenly believe Kraven is dead, but he returns stronger than ever. Kraven confronts Rhino, who has transformed into his rhinoceros form. The two engage in a fierce battle, with Rhino initially overpowering Kraven. However, Kraven finds a weak spot and delivers a final blow. As Rhino dies, Dmitri prepares to kill him, but is stopped by Kraven, who calms him down. In the aftermath, Kraven visits Nikolai's camp, revealing that he knows Nikolai orchestrated Rhino's attack. Nikolai tries to justify his actions, but Kraven leaves, vowing to never follow in his father's footsteps. As Kraven departs, a bear attacks Nikolai, ending his reign. A year later, Dmitri continues to run the family business and surprises Kraven by revealing that he has gained the ability to shapeshift. Dmitri declares that he will take over their father's empire, leaving Kraven shocked. The movie ends with a message about their shared destiny as hunters. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the other videos on our channel.